Hello everyone. So in the previous video we have covered the basics of ES6, that is the ECMAScript 6, and in today's video we are going to cover the arrays and the array methods that comes with the ES6 module. So basically we would be just discussing on the map method, the filter method and the reduce method that comes with the array methods. So with that, let's see how does the map methods works first. So we have something called numbers as a variable, and we are storing the values 1, comma 2, comma 3 at here. Now what we are doing over here is we are having some another variable that is doubled, and we are just simply taking this array, and we are using dot map method over here. And what we are doing over here is we are just iterating this one, and by iterating I mean what we were doing with the for loop. It goes in the same sense, but we do have the default method for this one, that is map, so we would be going with this one. So in this, the iteration goes on from the first to the last index of the array, and we are taking the array over here. Basically, like in the map method, we always take the array over here and we iterate that one. So with that, let's see how does it works for the each of the individual elements. So now we have 1, we are taking the 1 over here and we are just multiplying that by 2. So what we are doing is 1 multiplied by 2, it gives us 2. Then 2 multiplied by 2, it gives us 4. Then 3 multiplied by 2, it gives us 6, and we're just storing this in the array. So this is how the map works. But I just want to give you guys a more real life example related to this map method. So let's suppose we have something called products, like where we have a lot of products. Let's suppose you may be shopping around some brand, or you would be getting a lot of products out of that. So you know that with that product there's a lot of information that is being attached to that, that is its ID number, its name, its it's the expiry date, it's the manufacture date, and other things as well. So like in this, what we would be doing by the help of map method, we are just firstly we are just taking an example. I would like to take a variable name over here, that is the product's name, and what we are doing, we are taking this array of objects. This is the array of objects. We are having objects and we are having this objects in this array. So this is the array of objects. So we are taking products dot map, and we are mapping this product one by one. We are iterating this one, and we are just taking the product dot name, that is the product 1, that is the product 2, and that is the product 3, and we are just storing this one as an array. So like here's two example you guys can get from this. In the first, we are just taking the entire details of the product, and we are just adding the product's name on the array, but on the other side we are just filtering the data as well from the every product. Like every product we do have multiple, like a different bunch of data out of that, but we are just storing the product name out of that. So that's a good example of filter as well. And with that, we have the filter method itself in the ES6 module. So in this, we are having something called num1, and which is storing the value as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this, what we are doing, we are just filtering the value, and we are checking like whether the number we do have over here is that an even number or not. If it does, then we would be just storing that one in a new array, else we would just filtering out the values. So let's check how does it work. So we are having a variable that is events, and in this we are having num1, that is this entire array, and we are using dot filter method that comes with JavaScript ES6 module. And now we are iterating this one by one by the help of this num. We are taking the variable, like let's suppose for the first one we are taking num over here, and here we are using the arrow function, and we are doing like 1%2. So this is a kind of modulus division. So what does modulus division means? So let's suppose we are when we are dividing 2 with 2, so like what we do get as a remainder out of that. So in terms of remainder, we do get 0 out of that, and that is something called modulus division, where we store the remainder value of the of the operation that we do perform. So here in the first case, we are having 1% two that gives us 1 as a remainder, and we are just comparing this. Is 1 equals 0? No, it is not. So we would filter this one. Then we would shift to second one, that is 2. We would check this one, which then have the same method, that is the arrow function, and we would check 2% 2. Yeah, in this case, we are getting remainder as 0. So yeah, it is divisible by uh, 2, and we would be storing this one over here. So we are storing this 2 over here. Now we are shifting towards 3. We are checking this again. Is 3% is 2? What's the output? So we would be getting 1 here. So we would be checking 1 equals 0. No, it is not. We would filter this one. Then after we come to this 4, we would check 4% is 2. Yeah, it gives the remainder as 0. So 0 equals 0. Yeah, it is. So we would store this one over here, and at last we would check this for the 5, and we would check like 5% is 2. This gives us the remainder of 1, and we check that 1 equals 0. No, it is not. So we would filter this one as well. And I would like to give one more real life example related to this filter method. So like we have users over here, and we have certain ID, certain name, and we want to check whether the user is active or not. So like this scenario you can see like when you are working with a large number of database, like employee database, let's suppose, where there are some users that is being active, but there are some users as well which are not being active for a very long time. So accordingly we can set their profile to false, and we can filter the active users out of that. So with that, let's run through this and check how does it work. So we are having active users over here, where we are using like we are storing the filtered value. So now we have users, that is again the array of objects over here, and we are iterating this one by one. So let's suppose we are working with the first user, that is the id1, name user1, and is active true. So we are just checking whether the user is active. So we are using something called user dot is active. The user is this one, and is active is this one. So in this we are getting true. So if we are getting true, this value would be getting stored in the array. Now let's work on the second one. In this we are having the id as 2, name as user2, and is active as false. Now this would check like user dot is active. No, in this case we are getting false. So if we are getting false, we would just filter this value. And same goes for the last one, that is id as 3, name as user3, and is active as true. So yeah, this is an active user, so we would be storing this one, and we would checking this user dot is active, it's true. We can just simply store this one in the array. And the last method that comes is the reduce method, and that is a very good method, and I would like to explain you in the another video. So that is all about the map and the filter method in the meantime.